Growing up, I was taught that one of the worst things a person could be was fat. Just kind of messed up, right? No one in particular told me that, but that was the message that I received from everyone around me. And so I struggled with disordered eating and body dysmorphia for over 20 years. But I didn't know that anything was wrong with me because I looked around me and it looked like everyone was on a diet and everyone wanted to lose weight. So I thought that I was being good. So over those 20 years, anytime life got stressful, my eating disorder got a little bit worse. And this is very common because if you have an eating disorder, then when life feels out of control, you try to control your food and control your body. So the year that I turned 30, I had all of this stress coming at me from all of these different directions. And in the middle of that, I had a miscarriage. And I did what I knew how to do. And I stuffed my emotions down and tried to control my food and my body. But the more that I tried to control, the more that I started feeling out of control. In one moment, I would make fresh juice for breakfast and then run 12 miles. In the next moment, I would stuff pasta and cookies in my face as fast as I could before anyone would find out. And I was going back and forth between one extreme and the other, and I felt like Jekyll and Hyde, and I realized that food was taking over every aspect of my life and all of my relationships. And so I looked at my husband one day and I said, I think I have an eating disorder. I said, I think I'm a binge eater. You see, I thought the pasta and the cookies was the problem. I didn't pause to wonder if maybe the pasta and cookies were a response to running 12 miles and having juice for breakfast. Like maybe I was hungry. So I went to a therapist and a nutritionist, and I joined a support group, all to manage this pasta and cookie problem. And in the middle of that, I had another miscarriage. And I was so angry because I felt like I was doing everything right. I thought I was being good. So I did what I knew how to do, and I locked down my food even more. And looking back, that was the first time that things got really scary because I never allowed myself to have the pasta and the cookies. And I did lose weight, but I also lost my hair, and my skin got pale, and my eyes got sunken, and I was so tired it hurt to stand. And I was just riddled with anxiety. And to make matters worse, I lost my period. And here I was, and the thing that I wanted more than anything else was to have a baby. So then I went down this long road of seeing every doctor and trying every drug and every treatment to try to get my period back. And it wasn't until 2.5 years later that I finally had what for me was this radical thought. I said, what if I thought I was a skinny person who was addicted to food? But what if what I actually am is a naturally fuller figured person, maybe even a fat person, who is addicted to diets and exercise? And I thought, what if I thought I wanted nothing more than to get pregnant? But I actually wanted that conditionally. I wanted to get pregnant without having to gain weight. So I tried this experiment. I tried letting it all go. I let go of the food plans. I let go of the rules and the weighing and the measuring and the counting. I took a break from exercising. I threw away my scale and I tried just eating whenever and whatever I wanted to. And it was really scary at first because I did gain weight and I felt like Violet Beauregard, like I never knew when it would stop. And it was scary following that impulse when I would wake up at 2 a.m. and decide to make chocolate muffins. It was scary eating bacon like it was its own food group. But it was also really delicious. And it was really freeing. And I felt my body reawaken, and I felt my senses reawaken. And I realized how much I love to eat. So, 2.5 years without my period. In 2 months of eating whenever and whatever I wanted to, I got my period back. 3 months after that, I got pregnant. 9 months after that, I gave birth to my son, who is 4 months old. So, thanks. So, thank you. So, I think about this idea of cake for breakfast. And I think that some people might say that cake for breakfast is bad. But I feel like my son is here, and maybe I'm here too, because I was brave enough to eat the cake for breakfast. Thank you.